In Kenya, menstruation is a natural part of life for millions of women and girls, but for many, it comes with pain that is often endured in silence. Studies suggest that up to 70 to 90% of young women experience painful periods, yet only a fraction seek medical attention. For some, the pain is mild, but for others, it is severe, disrupting school, work, and everyday life. Despite its prevalence, menstrual pain remains widely misunderstood, dismissed as normal, or treated without proper diagnosis. Painful menses is not just a personal issue, it is a public health concern affecting productivity, education, and overall well-being.
I started my menses when I was 14 years old. During that time, I didn't experience any pain. But when I was around 21 years, before my menses and after my menses, 1 week before or after, I could experience sharp pain from the back to my abdomen.
My first experience with dysmenorrhea happened about 4 years after I started my period. And unfortunately, I was far away from home, far away from a hospital. I remember waking up that morning with pain in my abdomen, and I thought maybe it was something I'd eaten. That's what everyone else around me assumed, so he just gave me hot water and we went about our day.
Painful menstruation, medically known as dysmenorrhea, can range from mild discomfort to debilitating pain. Symptoms often include intense abdominal cramps, headaches, nausea, dizziness, and fatigue. There are two main types of dysmenorrhea: primary dysmenorrhea and secondary dysmenorrhea. In primary dysmenorrhea, it is caused by natural uterine contractions, while in secondary dysmenorrhea is linked to underlying medical conditions such as fibroids or hormonal imbalances. While some level of discomfort may be expected, severe or persistent pain is not normal and it should not be ignored.
Dysmenorrhea, we define it as painful periods, which interferes with a person's normal activities and sometimes requiring treatment. Dysmenorrhea is divided into two. There is primary and secondary dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea, it's very common among young girls, adolescents who are in high school, in colleges, in their late 10 after 15 years and early 20s. So those are the ones who get primary dysmenorrhea. And primary dysmenorrhea has no cause. It just happens on its own. Then you have secondary dysmenorrhea, which now has several causes, which I'm going to go through them. One of the causes of secondary dysmenorrhea is an infection in the genital area, what we call pelvic inflammatory disease. Somebody gets an infection, it's not treated, and it stays in the body, and one of the consequences is that they have very painful periods. Another very common cause is what we call endometriosis. Endometriosis is becoming very common in our practice, and this is when the lining of the uterus, where the periods come from, is in other places other than the inner lining of the uterus or the womb. So it can be the ovaries, it can be in the other parts of the abdomen, and these patients with endometriosis presents with very severe painful periods, what we call dysmenorrhea. Patients also with fibroids, these are growth in the womb, also present with painful periods, what we call dysmenorrhea.
For this woman, menstrual pain is linked to uterine fibroids, non-cancerous growths in the uterus that can cause severe cramps and heavy bleeding. Like many women, she delayed seeking medical help, normalizing the pain until it became impossible to ignore. Fibroids are common among women of reproductive age, yet many cases go undiagnosed for years, prolonging suffering and complications.
I manage the pain by taking painkillers, resting, doing exercises, home remedy, but the pain didn't stop, so I decided to seek medical attention. And when I went to the hospital, I did a scan and they found out that I had fibroids that was causing the pain.
Despite how common and sometimes debilitating dysmenorrhea can be, many women do not seek medical care. Instead, they turn to over-the-counter painkillers, home remedies, or simply endure the pain in silence, normalizing a condition that, in some cases, may require professional attention. Medical experts emphasize the importance of early diagnosis. Treatments options vary depending on the condition, ranging from lifestyle changes and medication to more advanced medical procedures. The key message is menstrual pain should never be dismissed when it interferes with the daily life.
The doctor suggested that I should do surgery to remove the fibroids. So after the surgery, the pain stopped, but after a few years the pain was back again, and I was back again to painkillers, exercise, trying to manage the pain. So I got pregnant, I had twins. After a few years the pain came back again, so I decided to go back to the hospital, and after a scan again they found out that the fibroids were back, and that's why the pain is back. So the doctor suggested that I should do another surgery to remove the fibroids.
Okay, I'm on YouTube a lot, so I came across a video of an interview that Lingogi did with someone who isn't quite a doctor, but okay, I think the name is a homeopath or naturopath. So they're not considered medical doctors, but they are able to prescribe treatments for ailments. So it was just a video about advice, and one part that stood out to me was when she said, periods are not supposed to be painful. Actually, if you're there thinking that it's normal to take Buscopan or Panadol or Cyclopam or whatever it is every month, that's not a life to live. The long-term side effects are there. So she recommended changing the diet. Avoid dairy, avoid gluten, fried foods. Me, I still eat fried foods. But I decided for 30 days I'm going to stop taking dairy, I'm going to stop taking gluten. Let me see if this works, because I've tried everything at this point. And it worked. That was the first period since primary school that I felt zero pain. I didn't even have the symptoms of spring, the pimples or the mood swings. I was complete. So that's how I manage my pain, with my diet.
Instead of regularly taking painkillers, they need to seek medical advice, maybe from their gynae, from their pharmacist, because we might be dealing with either endometriosis, we might be dealing with PCOS, or even some cysts that may be growing in their ovaries. Others may be experiencing fibroids, which may be so painful. So we should at least not be buying painkillers, but also seeking advice from the medical personnel.
The options, if not treated, it affects the quality of life. You can be sure this girl who is in school and every other cycle, part of the month, she gets a lot of pain. If you don't reassure them and you don't treat, it's going to affect their education. It's going to affect their career. Some have even been known to stop going to school because of this condition. So the earlier it is recognized, they come to us, and then we are able to address it, the sooner they are able to go back to their life and achieve their life goals. In secondary dysmenorrhea, if it's not treated, it gets complicated. When they have an infection, it can block their tubes. They get married, they're not able to get kids because the tubes are blocked. The fibroids becomes big and become painful and can also present with other complications. So that is the option of non-treatment. But in my conclusion, I want to say this is a very common condition affecting 10% of our girls, especially primary dysmenorrhea, who are in colleges and schools. Options of treatment are available, and I encourage them to go out to the healthcare providers, gynecologists, so that they can get care and the issue can be addressed, and then they can go on with their daily life and achieve their life.
Painful menstruation is more than a monthly inconvenience. It is a reality that affects millions of women across Kenya. From fibroids to hormonal imbalances, from silent suffering to self-medication, the journey to menstrual health is often complex, but with awareness, access to care, and open conversations, that reality can change. Breaking the silence is the first step, because no woman should have to endure pain in silence.